Peoples and Bears, welcome. Today we're going to go up to Chicago and see what is happening at the airport. And it's a major airport, or O'Hare Airport is basically overrun by homeless people. Homeless people have taken over the airport. Some photos of what's happening up there at the airport in Chicago. Take a look at this article. And this one's out of the Times. $100 a month, no strings, Chicago experiments with guaranteed income. All right, now keep that in mind as we look through some of these pictures from the airport. Let's take a look. And let's see, this is out of the Mail. Filthy homeless encampment is set up inside Chicago's O'Hare Airport, with vagrants now living next to baggage belts in crime-ridden Windy City. And I'll put myself down in the corner here so you guys can see this and take a look. So it looks like they're not just hanging out there for a while. Looks like they're living there. They've got their carts in there. They've got their clothes. They're laid out. They've got their makeshift beds. And we're going to hear from some of the people that use the airport, some travelers here in just a minute, on how they felt going through the airport, seeing all this. All right, there's another shot right there. And looks like it's right inside the window there. And it's basically freezing in Chicago right now. So kicking these people out would be considered probably inhumane. I'm not sure if there's any laws against it, but I'm pretty sure that's why they're not just kicking these people out. And this report just came out, by the way, today, February 15th. There's another person sleeping right inside the automatic doors. And it's gotten a lot worse here recently. Here's a comment, quote, "I flew back to O'Hare Terminal 3 last week. I've never seen such a homeless problem. In baggage, the 50 years I've lived in Cook County," she wrote, unquote. All right, so in a minute we're going to talk about if this guaranteed income is going to fix this problem, or is there no solution to this problem here. Let's take a look at a few more photos. And I had to skip over one of the photos actually because it was somebody just laying there sleeping on the floor in the airport that barely had any clothes on, right? So pretty crazy to see this when you're walking through an airport, when you're paying a lot of money for these plane tickets. I mean, plane tickets are not cheap, even if it's a short flight. And it says here, 2 employees who work overnight hours as custodians in Terminal 2 and 3, or 1 and 2 rather, at O'Hare told CBS that they were concerned for their safety. And here's another shot. According to the city's data collection, which assesses sheltered and unsheltered people, 3,875 people were recorded experiencing homelessness in 2022. I don't believe that. I think it's a lot more than 3,800. All right, and here's some testimonials, what people are thinking about the situation. Quote, "I can't even park for longer than 5 seconds to pick my family up from the airport, and yet someone lives there," unquote. So that's true. When you go to the airport, they say no parking. You can't stop for longer than a minute, or sometimes you can't even stop at all. You'll get a ticket. Right, but I think that's more about impeding traffic than it is, someone living there. So many homeless all over the hallway and behind garbage cans. Why is this allowed? We are paying high dollars for airfare. We should have a safe walk, unquote. Another one here, this is interesting. Quote, "I find it very strange that when someone important comes to the airport, police, K9, and other security officials are putting the homeless people out." Another person said, "What an utter disgrace. No wonder we can't get our tourism numbers back up." And here's what some employees had to say. "They will come up behind you. This one man followed us. From time to time we get here, from the time we get here until the time that we leave in the morning, they will be here," unquote. All right, the article then goes on to talk about guaranteed income in Chicago and how that may help. But let me ask you, if you think it'll help. Is giving a homeless person, let's say $500 a month, going to make any difference? First of all, how do you give the homeless person the money? They don't have a mailbox. I mean, maybe at some point they'll let them set up a mailbox in the airport because it looks like they're already living there. All right, obviously I'm joking. So how are you going to give the people the money, even if you want to hand out $500 a month? My guess is that it's going to go to the people that aren't homeless. It's going to go to people that are low income, that already have a roof over their head because they have a mailbox to send it to. And even if you were to try to offer that, are these homeless people that are sleeping in the airport, are they going to get up and go down to the office to fill out the forms to get the guaranteed income? I doubt it. And even if you did give these people the money, even if they got the $500 in their hands, let's say they went out and handed them cash at the airport. So behind the garbage can, hey sir, here's $500. Oh, thank you, thank you. Guess what they're gonna do with it? This and this. They're gonna buy cigarettes. They're gonna buy drinks, and they'll probably get so drunk that they'll pass out even longer at the airport. But it's not just Chicago, also Los Angeles to open up guaranteed income program for qualified residents. This is a $31.5 million program that's going to select 5,000 qualified city residents to receive guaranteed cash for a year. In December, the first round of $500 checks went out to 3,250 residents in Chicago and other Cook County residents with funds from another program, a $42 million county pilot. So, question to you first: has anyone watching this right now traveled through O'Hare and noticed this, or maybe any other airports? Please let us know if you've noticed this. I haven't taken a flight in, gosh, I don't know how many years, but especially ever since the health crisis, I really stopped doing traveling. Pretty much the traveling I do now is just local traveling or just places here in Southern California, day trips and stuff like that. And will this guaranteed income help? And if you think it will help, how do you get the money to these people? Do you hand them the cash? Obviously, they don't have mailboxes. And the typical homeless person, if they have the money, why would they not just go out and buy alcohol with it, right? That's what the only thing there is to do pretty much when you're homeless, right? Either that or ask people for money so you can go buy more. And also, as we read, Los Angeles is already experimenting with this guaranteed income, but obviously the homelessness in Los Angeles hasn't subsided. It hasn't gotten better as far as I can see, and from all the reports I read online, compared to a few years ago, it's blocks and blocks and blocks. It's getting worse here in San Diego. I've showed some pictures here and some footage when I was driving down in San Diego. And parts of San Diego here are starting to look like LA. And if you go around Petco Park here in San Diego, you can actually smell just the bad smell from the homelessness and from the homeless people. Several people will ask you for money just walking down the street. You're lucky to get from the parking lot to your event or venue without having someone ask you for money. People walking up behind you, people coming up to your car, right? So it's crazy, and I don't really see many solutions except for maybe setting up entire cities that are fenced in, right? So these people can't even get uh, access to alcohol and stuff like that and other drugs. But that involves, hiring someone to watch them. It involves security. It's going to be filthy in there. People are going to have to clean it up. But that might be the only way. So it's sort of like a fenced in area, almost like a jail. But what else can you do? Please let me know how you would fix this. Let's say you were in office, you were mayor, let's say of Chicago, LA, pick your city with a major homeless problem. What would you do to fix it? Would guaranteed income just fix it? Or do you need to go one step further? Would you use some of the empty hotels to house the homeless? If so, how do you keep the hotels clean? How do you stop these crazy people from burning them down? Because that's probably what they would do if you put them in a hotel for very long. Most of them, not all of them. All right, some of them, maybe just like you and me, maybe they just missed a few paychecks. And if you look at the population here in the U.S., most people are just one or two paychecks away from not being able to pay their bills, not being able to pay their rent. And unless they have someone to help them out, a relative to go live with, then they may be sleeping in a who knows, in a hotel lobby in an airport somewhere. So that's the reality, folks. Let me know what you think down in comments. Thanks everybody for watching. Talk to everybody very, very soon. Bye for now and peace.